If you listen to a lot of the discourse online, specifically around budget spending, this was going to be a sweep for the Dodgers, with them winning every game 20-0, embarrassing the Blue Jays right out of the sport entirely. But, well, that's not how Game 1 went at all, and it was for two reasons principally that perfectly describe two separate states of these ball clubs. The first being the fact that Toronto has an insanely deep lineup, and the second being that the Dodgers bullpen, especially with the loss of Alex Vesia before the series even started, hopefully everything's all good with him and his family by the way, is, we'll call it, underpowered right now, and it resulted in a game, and specifically an inning, the likes of which we hadn't seen in 57 years. Things certainly did not get off to the best start for the Blue Jays, who had to endure a ton of traffic in the early going, as the Dodgers registered 7 separate base runners between the second and third innings. Yet, because of a bend but don't break performance from rookie Trey Savage, LA would only come out of it with 2 runs, keeping things well within reach for Toronto's high-powered offense, especially with the return of Bo Bichette, who actually made a really nice play defensively in that third inning at second base, a position at which he had never appeared before. This takes us to the bottom of the fourth, which is when the Blue Jays finally managed to get to Blake Snell, a pitcher who had essentially been unhittable for the entire postseason up to that point, first getting a 334-foot single to right field off the bat of Alejandro Kirk. Then, just one pitch later, a 423-foot tank to center field from Dalton Varsho, which was actually the first home run given up to a lefty by Snell all season, tying the game with one swing of the bat. It wouldn't be until the 6th inning that anything would happen offensively for either club afterwards, as in that frame, Blake loaded the bases with nobody out courtesy of a walk, single, and hit by pitch, departing the contest for righty Emmett Sheehan, a pitcher coming off a stretch of giving up at least 1 run in 3 prior postseason appearances, none of which came in that LCS. And it wouldn't get any better for him here. Ernie Clement, nearly immediately, sliced a single to center field to score the go-ahead run. Nathan Lucas then fought his way through a 9-pitch at-bat to draw a walk, followed by 9-hitter Andres Jimenez getting behind 0-2 in the count, yet coming back to single home another run. Sheehan would then record his first and only out of the night versus George Springer, a force out fielded by Mookie Betts. This meant, at least at the time, that if LA could find a way to get out of further trouble, their own offense, chock full of future Hall of Famers at the top, could still firmly be in this one. The Blue Jays, eager to land the knockout punch, pinch hit Addison Barger for Davis Schneider, a move that prompted Dave Roberts to turn to Anthony Banda. This was the moment of the contest, and wouldn't you know it, Toronto would come out on top with a historic pinch hit grand slam from Addison, the first off-the-bench grand salami in World Series history, as well as the first overall in Blue Jays World Series history. This made the score 9-2, but somehow they weren't done yet, as 2 batters later, after a Vladimir Guerrero single and IKF flyout, Kirk would get his second hit of the inning, this time a home run to center field, cementing a 9-run frame. This, according to Jeff Passan on Twitter, was the most runs scored in a single inning of a World Series game since Detroit put up a 10 spot in 1968. 57 years ago. And that was pretty much curtains. Public enemy number 1 north of the border, Shohei, would launch his 6th home run of the postseason in the 7th, but besides that, nothing else notable would occur, with Mookie striking out versus Eric Lauer to officially wrap up a blowout victory for the Blue Jays, a big first step in their attempt to claim their first World Series championship since 1993. And now, before we go, instead of doing an outro for this video, I just wanted to shout out Mo Ketchups for dropping a $20 super chat on my most recent video talking about the Mariners. To not only leave a comment that nice, but to throw some of your actual money behind it, this is 100% worthy of a shout out, so thank you again, and everybody else, have a great rest of your day.